What's up, gang? It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. That's right. This is the show, the daily show, where we talk about marketing for those of us who are not into algorithms, SEO, or any of that technical garbage. We just want to make an impact with people. We want to influence and help and serve people. So, and let me say this too about this show. You know, for those of us that don't have the marketing budgets of a Gary Vaynerchuk, we don't have the big ass teams of marketing people in the background. I almost called them marketing monkeys, but marketing people in the background. They're not monkeys; they're smart people. But those of us don't have that. Like, how do we compete, right? How do we compete in this world where all these other people have more assets and resources than we do? Well, this show is dedicated to that very answer, right? Marketing for the rest of us is for those of us who don't understand the technology of it all. We don't have a huge team to implement it all, but we can still compete. And we can compete because we understand empathy and we understand how to make a connection. That is our secret weapon. That's our advantage. So look, so many people in marketing right now are not going out and marketing from a place of connection or passion. They're trying to check a box in their marketing. And the thing that I want to follow up with in today's episode is based on my post this morning, which talked about your passion, right? And sometimes passion can be a problem because passion comes at you all at once. Passion floods your mind, and it feels great and it's brilliant. And then you're left with all the ideas and they're trying to get out of your mouth all at once. And that's very hard in marketing. You're like, I have too many ideas. I don't know where to start. And so I want to address that today. Because if you ride the ebb and flow of passion, you're going to be on an emotional roller coaster. And we've got to find a way to harness that passion in a way that allows us to not only be articulate, but also be consistent. We have to articulate the things we see in life so that others can benefit from it. It's not just, look, listen, your passion wasn't just given to you to hoard to yourself. Life has given you lessons to share. Quit hoarding the lessons to yourself and begin to share. You think that you don't have enough of the answers yet, and so you're not ready to share or willing to share because you think you need more answers. When, in reality, you can share them as fast as you learn them. Why? Because you've seen something. Whenever you see something that the rest of us haven't, that is a green light for you to share with the rest of us. Yes? Okay. So, how do we harness this passion when it comes fast and furious? I think part of what has to happen, I gave this this morning in the post, but the first thing I think that needs to happen with passion is you need to, some of us, what we do is we shut down. When the passion comes fast and furious, it's so much that it's overwhelming. I've experienced this. It's overwhelming, the size of the vision, the amount of it. And so then I will just procrastinate it. I'll shut it down. I'll distract myself from it because I don't know where to start. There's too much. So the first thing I think to do then, first of all, is just to let it wash over you. Let the passion just wash over you without you freaking out about how much there is to do. And enjoy it. Enjoy the moment of all that passion, knowing that it's not like it's here and gone. It's your passion is always with you, and you can actually access it anytime you want if you just get still and lean into it. So the first thing is just enjoy it and be with it. Let it wash over you and don't freak out about it, because if you freak out, that's where we start to shut it down. We don't want to shut down the passion. We want to harness the passion. Okay, the second thing that I want you to do with it is you need to create a container around this passion. Your passion, and for passion, I'm going to speak specifically about like a message that you see or something you see in the world to create or to do. Right? So a lot of times for those of us in business, this comes out as our business. But more than that, more than the thing you sell, there is the thing you see. Let me say it again. More than the thing you sell, there is the thing that you see for humanity, for others, the difference you want to make. That ultimately is where we want your marketing message and your passion to flow. We want to harness your passion into the message for others in terms of what you see. Okay? So from that place of what you see, we want to start to harness your passion into a show. I like a show, right? I'm talking about like a web show, right? Like this is a show. What I'm doing right now is a show, and this show is called Marketing for the Rest of Us. I've given it a name, which creates a container. I have a schedule. I do it every day, which gives it a container. And I have this passion for those of us in life who want to make it, who have businesses that want to create a transformation in the world. And I've created a container for that passion called this show, Marketing for the Rest of Us. And it helps me to just know that every day I'm going to do a show. Every day I do a text post. Every day I do a video post. Every day I do an audio post. And in that text post, I have a photo. So every day I'm doing those 4 things. That's the container for me in this show. Okay. And so with that, what happens is the passion can come. I can get the direct download where all of it comes in. I see, and it's weird because if you've experienced it, you know, you can. It's like seeing it all. And when you see it all, that can be overwhelming. But having the show every day gives me an outlet to not only say some of the things I've seen, not all the things, but some of the things I've seen. But it also gives me a chance to play with it. Some of you feel like you have to have it perfect before you bring it to the world. The reality is that never happens. It's you bringing it to the world that makes it perfect. You can't create perfection in a vacuum. You actually have to begin to iterate the things you see and play with it. And your show becomes the perfect place to play with it. Having a show is a container for your passion. And then using the show to speak about the things you see and the messages you want to share actually allow you to iterate or develop or mature or flex the muscle of the things you see. So that is it. That's right. It's progress, not perfection. It's progress, not perfection. And it's an outlet, right? It's an outlet for you to play with the things that life has given you to share. I just see this way too. Listen, guys, I see this way too much. There are so many out there who have important work. You're lit up and on fire about the work you're doing. And then the minute it comes to marketing, you shut down. The minute you turn a camera on, you shut down. And I get it. But the bigger picture here is that for you to move that message into the world so that it can actually make a difference, it has to go beyond the people you serve as clients. It has to go to the people that aren't yet your clients. You have to take the things you've seen and share it with a wider audience. And you do that through a show. You do that through a show. Okay? Now here's the third thing. So the first thing is let it wash over you. Let the passion wash over you. Don't shut it down. The second thing is to harness it with a show, which creates a container for you to play with it in. And the third thing then is to trust the process. Right? You need to trust the process. You're going to start, and it's not going to feel great. It might feel clumsy, but you're just going to keep doing it, and then you're going to do it some more. And as you keep iterating, what happens is you keep stepping into the uncertainty, and it becomes more and more certain. Right? You develop this muscle of being able to share what you see. I've been doing videos for years, and only 77 days ago did I start doing videos every day. And the more you do them, the more reps you get, the better you get. And not just that, but check this out, not just the better you get, but the more results you start to produce. The amount of direct messages I've had since I've been doing these Facebook Lives every day for 77 days is exponential to what I've had the previous 5 years. So in 77 days, the amount of engagement I'm getting personally through direct messages because of this show is exponentially greater than the last 5 years of content. Just because I'm showing up and I'm playing with the message of marketing for the rest of us. Do you know that's what I'm doing? Do you know that? I'm playing with this message. Every day I show up and I think, what do I want to say to you today? And then I just say it. And we see how it goes, right? I don't really have a script for these. I'm playing with it. I do have a topic, and I have a source of inspiration. And then I just share with you. I just start a conversation with you in the show. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is. You already have a passion, but you don't go on video because you're afraid of how it's going to look, or that it's not going to look good enough, or that you don't know, quote unquote, what to say. But the thing is, when you get past the I don't know what to say and you just allow yourself to talk, you actually sound very clear. You actually say very intelligent and wise things. Because why? Because life has already taught you these things. You already know. It's not that you don't know. You already know. So the third step here then is just to trust the process. You're going to keep showing up every day or every week, whatever the frequency is of your content. And you're going to keep trusting the process, sharing it, even in the middle of sharing it, going like, I wonder if anybody's watching. I wonder if anybody cares. And you're just going to keep showing up and you're going to keep sharing, trusting the process. Because that's how this works. Okay. So that being said, here's what I want to leave you with. I realize this is such an important thing that I'm creating a 6-week program starting in July. In July, I will be starting a 6-week program that actually walks you through not only the creation of your own show, what do we call it, what are the topics of it. I'm going to help you create the container. Okay? It's one thing for the idea to live, or the passion to live in the back of your head as like, oh, this would be something fun to do. It's another thing to give it a container, because in the container is where it gets life. It gets life in the container. It gets structure. It gets form. It gets created in the container. So if you're interested in that program, I don't have my landing pages up yet for you to check out more information on that. What I'm going to invite you to is just private message me. If you're interested in that course starting in July, just private message me. There's only 25 people that will get in because it needs to be small enough for me to, I'm going to, every person that's in the group, there'll be a weekly coaching call, a 2-hour coaching call with the group from me, and then there'll be 2 one-on-one calls with me over those 6 weeks. So I'm going to work with you one-on-one to help you define your container for your show and get your important message out in the world. If that's interesting to you, just private message me so that I can reach back to you with a link when this stuff is up later this week. Okay, cool. Listen, here's what I know. Let me wrap with this. What I know is that every single person has something life has taught them. There's a bigger difference you want to make than the profession that you're in. There is some message you have for the world because of what life has taught you, and it's often bigger than the profession or the transactions and services that we offer. And that is the message that the world wants to hear from you. That is what will inspire the world. That is what you need to share, because that is good content. That's worth engaging with. So just start sharing, start playing with it, and harness your passion into your content, because that's what we want to hear from you. Okay, that's it, gang. We'll catch you tomorrow for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. Until then, have a great night, and private message me if you're interested in the program that starts in July. See ya.